Jay Stevens here from iwannarock.ca. This is the follow-up to the Rolling Stones Can't You Hear Me Knocking open G 5-string guitar lesson. I did the intro in another lesson, which I'll link below, and I got lots of responses, especially saying they want to hear the next part. They want to learn the next part, so here it is. A lot of comments also, a lot of great ones. Thanks for subscribing and commenting. And a lot of comments say, there's people that say I talk too much. So for those of you with short attention spans, skip ahead, or maybe I'll just shut up now. This riff, the lesson is broken into 8 riffs. And this is like the verse into the pre-chorus. Each section starts with the same basic riff, but because it's the Rolling Stones and Keith Richards, or possibly Mick Taylor, if you're going to get into that argument again, each one's a little bit different because they're not exact. That's what kind of gives it character, I think. So here's the riff I'm talking about. The opening riff for each section is going to go, and it's that part that's going to change. So here's the first one. They all start with the top 2 strings, which is our 5th and 4th. They're at the 5th fret, just bar across. And the best way to play this whole thing is just to bar all the strings at the 5th. And then I'll just move the fingers I need to. So keep that down. 1st and 2nd string, both barred at the 7. And then both at the 5, same 1st and 2nd string. And here's where it gets weird. It's the 2nd string at the 7, and I'm still barring the 5th. So I'm going to play 2nd string 7, 3rd string 5th. And then 1st and 2nd string 5th. So this is where I'm saying it gets a little sloppy, because sometimes it'll be, I'll play it like this so you can see it, it'll be the 7s, and then move up the 2nd and 3rd string and go 7, 5. Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's back to the first one, sometimes he has that 5, 7 in there, which I think is the coolest one because it has that weird note in there. So I've broken it down as best as I can hear it, because it's kind of a bit messy anyways. The first one is this one. So that's the one that I just explained. 7, 7, 7, 5, 7, 5. 7 on the 2nd string, 5 on the 3rd. And then the 2nd, 3rd string at the 5th. Alright, that's going to be the basis of all 8 riffs are going to start with some variation on that. Pretty much that one, but again, there's a couple variations. Second part of riff number 1, after the part that it always starts with, that sort of thing. Second part is this, which is a lot like the intro riff. So we just go up to the 7 on the 5th and 4th string, and then 4th, 3rd string, 10, slide the 9, sorry, 7, still both strings, I'm double stopping each set, so it was 10, 9 on the 4th, 3rd string, slide the 9 to the 7. Then go up a string, so we're at the 5th and 4th, and do the same thing, 10, slide the 9, play the 7. Again, double stopping, playing both strings at the same time. Okay, so here's all of riff 1. That's it. Riff number 2, again, starts with, this one I'm pretty sure starts with the variation on it. 2 bottom strings at the 7, 5, up to the 2nd, 3rd string 7s, same 2 strings 5. So this one didn't do the weird 5, 7 thing. So remember, they all start with the 5th fret, and then second half of that riff, kind of a cool one. He does this riff again later in the verse pre-chorus section. It comes up on the end of 4, so if I went 2, 3, 4, and 1, so it's 4 and I'm strumming up on the 3rd and 4th, down on the top 2. So it's all about the timing and the up-down stroke on this. So on that, like I said, end of 4 after 2, 3, 4, and 1. So it's and 1. On that 5th string, we're going to slide into the 4th fret. String below it open. String below that open. Then 5th fret on the 4th string. Then same 4th string, 3, and then open. 5th string, 5 to 7. That's that one. All right, riff number 3 starts with the same riff from riff number 1. You should know this one by now. All right, I'm not going to go over it again because that's riff number 1. That's the one to work on. Second part of that. This one starts, again, it's on the end of 4 on an upstroke, but he starts it barred at the 5th fret on the top 2 strings, and it's almost like he catches a mistake, like, oops, I should have been at the 7th fret, and he goes. It's still cool, but it's sort of like, oops. So it's 5 on the upstroke, top 2 strings, and then hammer those 2 strings at the 7. And then we're going to jump up to, remember from before, the first lesson on this, the intro, the Chuck Berry. You should know that. So we go back up to that position. I'm barring the top 2 at the 7. And then I'm stretching over to the 10 on the 4th string. And I'm playing that 10, 10, 7 on the 5. Okay, the end of that riff is this riff again, which also took part in riff number 1 and the intro. That was those double stops, sliding the 3rd and 4th, 10, slide the 9, play the 7s, up to the 5th and 4th string, 10, slide the 9, play the 7s. That whole riff, after the... And he ends it with, after that, another upstrum 3rd and 4th string, 7th fret, which leads you to the next one. Okay, riff number 4, again, starting with the usual, with that one. And then, upstrumming on the end of 4, I'm going to upstrum open the 3rd and 4th string, and then down on the top 2 strings on the downbeat on the 1. So it's 4 and 1. And then up again on the 3rd and 4th, open again on the 3rd beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was just open. Open, up, down, up. On the next downbeat, the 7th frets on the 5th and 4th string. And we're back to that, this riff again. Right, 10, slide the 9 to 7, 10, that one again. That's the 3rd time we played this in this section. So that whole section, riff number 4 was this. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Riff number 5 starts off with the same old. And then we're going to go down strum, barred at the 5th, top 2 strings, you're going to hit those down, and the 3rd and 4th up. And then the second half of this riff, we're going to hit the 2 5s on the top 2 strings, down on the downbeat on the 1, and slide at the 7. That brings us back up to the Chuck Berry spot. That position again. But this time he plays a real cool funky back and forth thing. So he's going to start on the 7 on the top string just by itself, double stop the 10 at the 3rd and 4th strings, back to that 7 on top, the 10s twice on the same 3rd and 4th string, back to that 7 on top, the 9s on the 3rd and 4th string, and the 7s on the 3rd and 4th, and the 7s on the top 2. Cool riff. That one's a favorite of mine. All right, riff number 6. This is one of the intros. This riff. That's a variation. So he's playing it, still starting at the 5. Bottom 2 strings at the 7 to 5. Up to the 2nd, 3rd string, both at the 7 this time, and then both at the 5. Very subtle difference between that and the original. So the next part of that, he's going to strum the top 2 strings at the 5. We're going to do it on an up strum on the end of 3, and then on the 4 we're going to strum down and hit the 3rd and 4th strings, and then up on the end of 4, open. So it sounds like this. Total Keith Richards thing. You got to pull your arm back like that too. The riff following that one is the same riff from riff number 2. Okay, so remember that one? That was the 5th string open, sliding in. The first time we didn't do the open. This one has that extra note. Open, slide into that 4th fret on top. Open beneath that at the 4th string. 3rd string open. 4th string 5th. 4th string 3 and then open. 5th string 5 and then 7. Riff number 7 starts the same way all the other ones started. And then the second part of that, we're back up in the 7th fret with the 10, and it's that stretch again where it's 7 on the 5th string, 10 on the 4th string. So it's a bit of a weird stretch. Sometimes I'll play it without the pinky, but whatever's comfortable for you. So we're going to play that 7 on top with the 10 on the 4th, both of them together. And then I'm going to split them up to 7 on top. And then on that 4th, I'm going to go 10, 9, 7, but I'm just going to play the single string. Same on the 5th string. Single notes. So it's... And it ends it with another 7 with the 10 on the 4th. Back to both 7s. Riff number 8, the last one, and this goes into the this is the one that goes into the chorus, so it's sort of a short one. It's the same old riff. And then on the end of 3, we're going to go 4th and 3rd string at the 5th fret, barred again. And it's you play those 2 at the 5th. That was 3rd and 4th again at the 5th. And then that's on the 3 and then open. And again, to get the right arm position, it's got to be down, up on the open. And then that's the next part of the song that I'll do if there's interest in it. But we got you past all the hard parts, the intro and the lesson prior to this one, and this is pretty much the verse pre-chorus. Cool. Again, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching. Comment if you need something broken down a little bit better, let me know. Possibly if you want the tab for it, I might be able to just shoot you some tab, as long as I don't get overwhelmed with requests. And if there's any other things you want to see or learn or got questions, shoot me a message. subscribe, comment down below, thumbs up. See you next time.